I just want everybody to know this doesn't matter what you went through. It doesn't matter what kind of past you have. It doesn't matter if your parents weren't nice to you or your siblings weren't nice to you or school they were bullied. Once we get older, like in the beginning, right, what you were saying, first 20 years, we're growing and there's other influences on us. But once we become adults, it's up to us to decide who we want to be, right? As children, other people are deciding who we want to be, how we want to live. But once we become adults, the freedom and the choice is ours.
Yes, you have the superpower. You have these fingers. Start questioning your thoughts. Decide, is this empowering story or disempowering story? Because you are limitless. And anything you think you can't do that you see others doing, that's your learned helplessness. Figure out where that's coming from and be limitless.
I think I love that. And I think the title of this video is going to be Limitless. I
Absolutely.
love it. Yay. Be limitless. Yay. Thank you so much. Once again, please write and tell us and send us some comments. And Asia, why don't you let people know where you are? How do they get a hold of you? Like if they want to follow you, they want to, because like I document my life. If you don't know this already, I have an Instagram account. It's called Thrive with Anna Bruno, and it documents my crazy life because I am crazy. I'm smart, but I'm also crazy. And so if you want, you can go to Instagram and follow me, Thrive with Anna Bruno. And Asia, what's your social links and so on?
I don't have that many because I like my privacy,
Okay.
but
So I don't have privacy.
I am starting to amplify my voice because during COVID, I noticed so much helplessness and hopelessness. And I want people to see my story from where I came, where I am, that you can overcome anything too. So right now it's AsiaLee_artist on Instagram, or this is much easier, omaboomi.com. Oma is mother, Boomi is earth in Hindi, and it's Mother Earth because Mother Earth. So just to let you know, if you believe in science, we all come from the earth. And if you ever need nurturing, go back to Mother Earth because she will love you unconditionally.
No wonder I love the nature, and I'm always like want to be in the forests and mountains, and I love
ocean.
nature,
Exactly.
ocean.
Exactly.
And you could see I have like piece of nature in my house. I have plants everywhere. I love it. If I had I probably need to put some more plants in here, I think.
Yeah, because Mother Earth is literally our mother. We come from the earth. We come through our mother.
And then we go back to the earth.
Exactly. We come from our mother and we go back to our mother.
Yes. Yeah, what a beautiful story. One more last question. I know because I must ask. I know your story is very interesting because I remember when I first met you, and I don't know if it was Angela or it was you who said, I don't know how old I am. And then I heard your story. So I just want to know what it's like to experience that and live with the knowledge of you don't know exactly when you were born. Like, can you share those thoughts and how do you deal with it? How did you dealt with it?
Well, everything is how you perceive it. So I used to perceive it as a negative thing. So it would make me very sad. Like, I wish I knew, I wish I had a real birthday. I couldn't do, the Akashic records or the horoscope or anything like that, that little things that people take for granted that you don't realize. And around the day that, because of course a date has to be made up and stuff, I would get really, really sad. So my story has changed because I love the fact that I am not limited to one day. So whatever horoscope it is, I look for the best. I'm always choosing the best story for myself. And I feel not being limited. I am the more of the creator of my life. We are all creators. And whatever you're reading about your dream or your horoscope or anything, keep looking because it's always like this or that. And you always have a choice because I'm keeping a journal of my dreams. So in the morning, nice. I wake up and then one will say, oh, red, it's blood, it's negative, it can be death. And another says it's a blessing, it's a life. It's like two totally opposite of the same red in a dream. So I'm always choosing that empowering positive. So once I transform from my birthday, not having a birthday, to, oh my God, I can reverse my age, right? We don't know. And that's such a cool thing, because do you know we age like our parents? Yes, we
Wow.
do. So if, remember the known. So why, like, it's so important to keep doing empowering stories for yourself.
Wow, that's really amazing. And I just want to, again, what I'm taking from this is that in anything negative, you can turn it around and make it into a positive. And it's up to us to choose to look at things from the positive standpoint as opposed to negative standpoint, because you, like you said, anybody can say, oh, poor me, I don't have a birthday, I don't know when my birthday is. Or you can say, wow, this is the best thing because now I can have any birthday I want, right? Or I can choose whatever horoscope I want, or I can be younger than, than I really am, and I don't even know this, right? So I can feel as young as I want to. And I think that's amazing that you are taking something that could be perceived as negative and you're completely turning it around and choosing it to look at it as positive, not negative.
The other thing I want to share, this is so important because so many people have trauma. Your trauma can be your superpower. It's that transformation, turning your trauma into a superpower. It literally, until you are able to do that, like once you do that, you realize how this thing that has traumatized you, how it's made you more compassionate, more sensitive, more intuitive. Like, you don't realize what gifts it did give. So you want to let go of the painful part and amplify the gifts that are within that.
Well, listen, now you brought up something really important. I must share this because, like you said, and I really believe in this story. And I feel like the reason we relate so much is we have similar stories and we have a very similar message. And my story is that for those of you who don't know, because I know by now a lot of you know, and you know I'm an open book and I don't have any secrets. But 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And now let's just go back for a second. I've been healthy all my life. I've been a gymnast as a kid. I've done sports all my life, skiing, tennis, all kinds of sports, dancing. So 3 years ago, I went for my annual checkup. And when I found out, when the doctors told me that there's a potential that I could have breast cancer and I had to go for a biopsy, I was absolutely shocked. There's no way. I'm like thinking maybe this is just, they're being cautious. It's just a precaution. I go get a biopsy done. Anyway, long story short, I go back, they did biopsy and they came back. They said that I had breast cancer on my right breast. So it totally, I have 3 children, I have family, I have husband, and it's just like so emotionally, just devastating. First thing goes through your mind is your children, what's going to happen to them if God forbid something happens to you. And I don't want to dwell on it. It took me, I ended up literally like um leaving my business, and I have a very old, like 20-year-old business of doing financial planning. I had to give up my business. I pretty much had to sell my business, go on disability to take care of myself. And so when I actually ended up going through the double mastectomy, when I woke up, the first thing they told me is that the cancer had already spread into my lymph nodes, which is not what you want to hear first thing you wake up after a long anesthesia, long, and it was a lot of decision making, like, do I remove only one breast or do I remove both breasts? What do I do? There was so much decision making that had to be done. And, I ended up spending almost 2 years going through chemotherapy and radiation and getting myself better. And I remember, I had obviously lost all my hair and I lost like over 20 pounds. I looked like a skeleton. And emotionally, I just did crazy things. And I had to be very strong for my children. I had to put this, brave face. Oh, even though I was brave, but I just was going through the emotions. And I remember looking in the mirror and I'm thinking to myself, who is this tortured soul looking back at me? Because all my life I felt beautiful. I look at myself, I know I'm beautiful. And I'm looking at this woman who aged like 20 years. And I'm like, who is this woman that's with the hollow eyes looking back at me in the mirror? And luckily, thank God, I mean, I'm healthy, I'm fine. I have wonderful doctors and everything's fine and cancer free. And, you know, I decided, I don't know how, because it was subconsciously, I didn't like consciously decide this, but somehow this whole experience of going through this, and yeah, what happened is when I was ready to go back to work, unfortunately what happened is I'm Armenian and it was a war in my country 2 years ago in 2020. It was like a huge real war, I mean real, like what's happening with Ukraine and Russia, that happened to Armenia and Artsakh 2 years ago. And again, there was a decision making that needed to happen. And I just felt like God came to me and said to me, I have given you a second life, a second chance at life. Do something productive with it. So I chose to not go back to work. I chose to basically like kind of retire, even though I keep all my licenses and all that. I'm still talking to the clients that I like, but I changed the trajectory of my life. I ended up setting up this nonprofit organization, which is called Thrive Armenia Foundation. And for the last 2 years, myself and now my staff and volunteers have been doing a lot of really good work, charitable work, educational work. I mean, just really like you can go look it up. I'm not going to tell you now, but um, it has made me the happiest person in the world. And what I'm trying to, why am I telling you this story now? What you said, it was so important. You took something terrible and negative, but you chose to make it into a positive. So something as terrible as cancer that, really like kills you, like literally. And only like a month ago, I was able to, for the first time, to cry for the fact that I actually lost body parts. For the first time in 3 years, I didn't even allow myself to experience, to sit and wait and think and say, how do you feel about this? What came of it? I feel happier today. Literally speaking, I almost feel like cancer is the best thing that happened to me. Can you imagine when somebody says cancer is the best thing that happened to me? I'm writing an article and I think I'm going to use this as a speech, and I'm going to go in front of different cancer groups and women's groups and talk about my experience. And I think you and I have to do this together, because I think the message is very similar to yours. My message is that regardless of how horrible things can be, and if you experience the worst things ever, which is sickness, death, cancer, divorce, experiencing the worst things in the world, there's something, you can look for something positive in everything negative. And for me, as horrible as it was to lose my breasts, lose 2 years of my life, lose my memory, I still don't feel, I still, now I'm not as sharp as I used to be, and my memory is not as good as I used to be, and I'm still taking medicine for it. I mean, it just changes your life, obviously. But it's crazy. But if somebody told me, would you change things? I'm telling you right now, I'm so happy that I had cancer. Can you imagine? I mean, think about this. This is crazy, but I feel like I'm lucky that I had cancer, because if it wasn't for this cancer, I would have been living that same old boring life. I mean, I have a good life, don't get me wrong. I have beautiful children. I have a huge house. I have a great family. I have a wonderful husband who loves me very much. I have everything any girl would ask for. But it was not enough. It was, something was missing. And I would have never realized this, because you're in the motions of living your life. You go to work every day, come home. It's like the same. And then this, boom, this thing happens to you. It's almost like a catalyst. And it's like forces you to, like, the universe is forcing you to rethink things. And I was like, wow, I get the second chance. I have to do something with it or about it. And I feel like I'm the happiest person. And I feel like I keep getting these gifts of you and my friends that I've earned over this last 2 years, and the people that I have helped. You don't understand what it feels like. You're happier when you're doing something nice for somebody. The endorphins, like it helps you more then it helps them,
Yeah.
you know? And the name of the article is going to be Cancer as a Miracle, My Story. And someday, hopefully, it'll be ready soon. And I will blog it and you can read about it and I can come and be a speaker. So anybody who wants me to be a speaker, let us know. Asia and I are both ready to come and share our stories. But I feel like our message is very similar. And the message is this: doesn't matter. It's not an if, it's a when. When you live, you experience pain and happiness and all kinds of emotions. It happens. That's life, right? And they say, if you don't want to be hurt, don't love, because love and hurt go together, hand in hand together. And do you want to experience real love? Then be ready to get hurt, because they go hand in hand. Same with life. If you want to have full life, live life fully, you're gonna go through ups and downs. But the point is, what do you do with those downs? And my message and Asia's message is that when you go through something terrible or horrible or wrong, and somebody's wronged you, or things are happening to you, we can choose to take this and make something positive out of it. And it's totally up to us. And not only we can survive terrible things, we can thrive. And this is why the name of my channel is Thrive with Anna Bruno. My Instagram, Thrive Armenian Foundation. Okay. So, anyways, I know we've been going blah, 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 blah. I like to talk. In Armenian, it's called Zavzak. So I'm Zavzak, but that's okay. You love me. I know you love me. But anyways, we gotta say goodbye now. So bye, everybody. We love you. Mwah, mwah. Come back and visit us again, because we have so many more stories for you. You have no idea. Come and have fun with us, okay? Mwah. Bye.